is Talking About Live, coming at you every Wednesday at 9 p.m. and in Tierra del Fuego at 12:30 a.m.
Very specific.
Well, Tierra del Fuego is one of my favorite places. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, good evening, everybody.
New
Thanks
colors.
for... whoa, you've got new colors, Paul.
Love it.
We were talking about Ireland before the show, so I decided to switch over to all green. And also, we can change the name of the band to RBG. Right?
Quite
Cool.
right.
Cool.
And speaking of the band, I'm Rob. I play guitar in the Waterstreet Blues Band.
I'm Sylvia. I play keys and squeeze. That's accordion.
I'm Paul. I provide spinal adjustments, guitar, bass guitar, and I cook.
That's cool. We're trying all kinds of new things and new colors. So let us know in the comments if you're hearing triple echoes.
Yeah.
One of us is missing. Let us know. We won't know.
So let's just jump ahead right away and just start talking about the show. No need to keep on this topic right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul.
What about the show?
That's your cue.
Well, we're really thrilled that today's guest...
No, I'm going to do the guest. You're supposed to ask, how is Fluffy? What's happening with Fluffy?
Oh, sorry.
I
forgot totally about Fluffy because I haven't seen him for like a week and a half.
You guys should see what's happening with Fluffy right now. Oh, my God. You wouldn't recognize the guy. You wouldn't recognize him.
What's happened?
We are working on him right now. We're working on the guy right now. You know, it's Easter. Greek Easter's coming.
Yeah, it's making us very nervous.
Well, during Easter time, we have to go to Lent, especially for the Greek Easter. It means all the rabbits have to go in starvation mode. So when he comes back after Greek Easter, he's gonna look thinner. He's gonna look younger, a lot younger. Like it's gonna look like miraculously younger.
Little baby bunny.
A little baby bunny.
See?
Okay.
I think he ate Fluffy.
What?
Did you put that article up? Let's put that article up later.
I'll
talk
put it
about
up
that.
later. We had a bit of a conversation about our community shout out, didn't we?
Yeah, well, today's community shout out is going to be a moment
Of laughter. International Day of Moment of Laughter. Moment of Laughter Day.
And in honor of Moment of Laughter Day, we've found a wonderful clip of a famous news anchor who can't hold it together for almost a full minute, giggling.
Well, we asked him about this article here first.
Yeah.
You know.
Now that is one hell of a sound engineer.
Wow. I'm record.
That's the kind of guy we need. We need somebody that can carry bass amps.
That's a major rabbit.
All right. We've got great music for that background of the story. But yeah, so we asked Anderson Cooper what he thought about this. He doesn't care about Fluffy. We told him.
I'm not gonna let you do this one. Sorry.
He thinks you're ridiculous, Paul.
Fluffy exists, CNN. CNN. No, you laugh. This is really sick. This is sick.
It's
One
really
side.
so stupid.
No, it's not stupid. You're stupid. I'm not stupid. This is really important. It is important, I'm telling you. Look, Andy, listen to me, Andy. Get it together. Get your shit together. Get it together, man. You're on waterstreet Blues Band. You're on the live stream, buddy. You got Mary Catherine in the green room. Get your act together.
Okay, he's calmed down a bit.
Okay.
You can tell us about our guest today, Paul.
Guys, I'm really delighted after that fiasco. It was a fiasco to get into the classic part of the show. And I love jazz. I had a big part of the foundation of jazz. Playing that. But I love jazz, and I was laughing.
No one.
Okay, so I love jazz, and I love this voice, and this is a really beautiful and pure Canadian jazz voice, and that's Mary Catherine Pazzano. And she's going to be our guest today on the show, and she is a vocalist, a musical educator, extraordinaire. She is like a little Jesus child. Completely perfect.
And she has musical
And
laughter, as you can
she has
hear.
beautiful children. She has beautiful children. If you like painting them, if you like painting all of them, and beautiful portraits.
Okay, that's great.
That's
Well,
the most bizarre introduction I've ever heard you make.
It's just the way I feel right now.
Okay,
Okay.
folks, back with the show. I think it's time to give away one of our records. Every
All right, let's try it. Let's
Every
try
show we do a blues quiz, and as you by now know, that we recorded an album and we released it right in the middle of a pandemic, which is a really intelligent thing to
crazy.
do. Our album is called Talkin' About,
That's crazy.
which is also the name
Coincidentally.
of this show. And we'd like to give away a digital version of the record to the first person who can answer this question. So in honor of our guest, we figured we would combine blues and jazz. So which blues guitar great played in Miles Davis's band for a brief time in the 1980s? Which blues guitar great played in Miles Davis's band for a very brief time in the 1980s?
Dan Hill.
No, it wasn't Dan Hill. And you can't guess because you're part of the band,
Yeah,
man.
no, you can't win the
It was
prize.
obviously a wrong guess for entertainment value.
Just review the question for a second there.
Okay.
Let us know in the comments, please.
Sure, let us know in the comments, and we'll contact you after the show and get your details and send you out a digital version of our record. If you can guess which blues guitar great played in Miles Davis's band for a brief time in the 1980s.
Okay, that was a very cool time too.
Yeah.
We're just having-
And you will win some used swag.
Slightly
Previously enjoyed swag.
That's right. Well, I think it's time for us to play. Sylvia?
Oh, no, are we gonna go first?
Yeah, we're gonna play a song.
Okay.
Yeah, usually Paul does. We're gonna do the first one.
All right. Well, we're gonna. I didn't realize that. Okay, so we're gonna do a song in honor of. I know Paul has a pretty extensive vinyl collection, and this is in honor. If you've seen it, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, we'll have to post it again tomorrow of how we. It's called Breaking Records. Anyway, Paul demonstrated one of his most valuable albums. He showed it to us in the White Gloves, and it was a Prince album. So in honor of Prince, we're gonna try and do. We're gonna do a bluesy
It's had
Prince
over-
song.
It's had over 13 views.
That's true. All right. You don't have to be beautiful. It turned me on. I just need your body, baby. Yeah, dusk till dawn. You don't need experience. Yeah, to turn me out. You just leave it all up to me. I'm gonna show you what it's all about. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool not to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time and your kiss. Got not to talk dirty, baby, yeah, to impress me. Don't be too flirty, mama. You know I can undress me, yeah. Well, maybe I can be a fantasy. Maybe you'll be mine. at your age, baby, nah. Now, no, now, at your shoe size, maybe we can do the 12. Don't have to watch Duck Dynasty. Yeah, to have attitude, you just to leave it all up to me. You know, my love will be your food. You don't have to be rich to be your girl. I don't have to be cool, no, to rule your world. And no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time and your kiss.
Oh, the green room. The green room. People in the green room are clapping. That's awesome.
Just
Ouch.
we're gonna stay with it now, eh, Paul?
So, Paul, what are you going to do?
I'm going to do a tune that we wrote called Lost in Your Love, but I'm going to do it we're going to do it in a way we haven't done it before because I don't have an accompanist like Rob to play with me, like Sylvia has, like a personal boyfriend. So my boyfriend is going to be my backing tracks, and I'm going to do a tune called Lost.
that you made.
Yeah, you did all the backing.
That I did all the backing tracks. I did bass. I played a little bit of guitar. There's some little bit of percussion, and also a little bit of really rudimentary organ stuff. And it's called Lost in Your Love. Yeah.
Playing all our parts.
Yeah, there you go. We're replacing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? This was so easy. So easy. So easy. Okay, here goes, guys.
We're ready. Okay. You want to join in? Nice delay.
I can't remember loving anyone but you. I can't recall another lover anywhere. You leave me hanging, and there's nothing I can do. Just promise me you'll always be there. I get lost inside your love. Get lost inside of you. Get lost inside your love. There is no other that makes me feel this way. I love you forever, forever and away. Walk a lonely road, but I am not alone. You're always by my side to have and hold. I get lost inside your love. I get lost inside of you. I get lost inside your love. Love you forever, love you whenever, love you today. Love you forever, love you whenever, love you today. Don't you go away. Don't you go away. There is no reason to get down on my knees. There is no jealousy. In loving days like these, you hold the key. I never doubted your loving for me. I get lost inside your love. I get lost inside of you. I get lost inside your love. Love you forever, love you whenever, love you today. Love you forever, love you whenever, love you today. Don't you go away, don't you go away.
Yeah. Oh, Rob's still going with the solo.
That was great, Paul.
Woo! Yeah.
It's always good to have like a vocal teacher on the show. It's always like there's no pressure
No, none whatsoever.
on like how you breathing or all that stuff.
And I got a
That's-
pass, because I don't sing that much.
You know, just saying, you did a great job, Sylvia.
You
Thanks,
did it.
guys.
Hey, thank you.
And Paul, I think it's time to climb into your very large vault of vintage vinyl.
Yes, and I got to get my right screen up so that I can see what we're talking about tonight. And tonight, we always respect the guest because it's great
what we
that
do.
she's on the show. It's what we do. Other people don't respect guests.
No, they don't.
We do.
David Letterman abused most of his guests, I think, as I recall.
This is really one of the better shows in
That's
the big scheme of things.
That's
in the big
right.
scheme of things. Anyway, we got Mary Catherine on the show tonight, so we're going to feature jazz and feature my favorite, one of my favorite topics in vinyl covers is the artwork, and some of the artwork in jazz is quite decent. So let's put up the first album, and we're going to do a bit of a volley. You know what a volley is, Rob?
No.
Like Pong. We're gonna,
Okay.
guys, we gotta talk about that because we're working on bringing live Pong for our guests. You can dial into the show and you can play Pong with us, and if you win, you get Rob for a month after he's vaccinated twice.
But I'm not house trained yet, so.
Yes, he needs to be vaccinated and fixed, and then we'll send him to you. So this is the first record, and this is an incredible landmark, like the monolith in 2001: Space Odyssey. Wayne Shorter. Rob will talk about the music and the artist a little bit. Speak No Evil. This is 1966. Reed Miles was an incredible photographer, really in that sort of New York jazz circuit, and he was famous for having these really tightly cropped photographs with the depth of field missing so that everybody's kind of flat in it, and always applied color. You probably recognize this style from other sort of big
Technique, yeah.
yeah, sort of big records. So he himself cropped this. She is the saxophonist, Teruko Nakagami. Beautiful. What an incredible image about, a modern society of music and art, and beautiful New York City. So Rob, over to you.
Well,
I'm not.
This is a Wayne Shorter album. Wayne Shorter's possibly one of my favorite saxophone players ever. He plays in a very impressionistic way, where he insinuates as opposed to stating the themes. And on this record, amazing players. Elvin Jones is on drums, who is of course John Coltrane's longtime drummer.
Baby.
Freddie Hubbard on horn, on trumpet.
Baby.
Herbie Hancock. Happy birthday to Herbie Hancock. He turned 81, I believe it was yesterday. So Herbie Hancock is on piano. And Ron Carter, Miles Davis's longtime bass player in the second great quintet, is on this record. Amazing players.
You know, notice how I didn't wish Herbie a happy birthday. He and I had an argument years ago over a used car. And I'm pissed. I'm still pissed
Yeah.
about that.
It was the love
okay.
bug, was it? It was a Volkswagen, apparently, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
It was a rabbit.
Okay.
It was in the 80s, Rob. It was
Don't
a
talk
rabbit.
about rabbits. I can't. Where's Fluffy, by the way?
He'll be back after
Okay.
Greek Easter.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this
All right.
record.
Freddie Hubbard. This is okay. Let's think about the time here. Okay.
It's 9:22.
This is not. Oh, sorry. Let's think about the time. This is 1962. Okay. Think about what's going on actually in 1962. There's like teeny boppers from the 1950s. Jazz was kind of for people that smoked reefers. This is 1962. This record cover comes out. This is from Mars. This landed from Venus. Like, you can't even see the artist. It's such a completely modest gesture as an artist here. So this cover, look at me, and that's really what it's all about. So it's really clever. It's simple. It's, it's got references to pianos and stuff like that. And that way it's kind of silly.
So
I could have done.
the artwork's very bold and very sort of avant-garde for its time, but the players on it are quite interesting. James Spaulding is on sax, and he of course played in Sun Ra's band for several years. He plays a little bit outside. Reggie Workman, who was one of John Coltrane's earliest bass players. Herbie Hancock's also on this album, and fellow Clifford Jarvis on drums.
All right.
And let's get some audience participation on that one. Whoever's out there is a good searcher on the web. Look up Bob Dylan's searcher on the web. Look up Bob Dylan's Shadows in the Night cover album, and you'll see how Bob Dylan was totally influenced by this record cover. Really clear connection.
Nice.
Let's move on.
There.
Oh, wait a
Yeah.
second. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so if you find that picture, send it to us on our chat so everybody
Sure.
can see it and prove that I'm not stupid.
Rob's following up on that right now.
I didn't ask Rob
What?
to do it. Rob has a show to run, for Pete's sake, you idiot.
No,
Okay.
So are we talking about Larry Young now?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, Larry Young. Okay, Larry Young, into something. If the other thing was the monolith, this thing was the sun, okay? We're talking about the sun. This is 1964. This is the year I was born. This is about architecture. It's another terrific Miles cover. Beautiful. It's a Blue Note cover. It's got this architecture. It's got the Russian influence, which I have a fetish for. Rob, tell us about the music. We're running out of time.
Well, on sax, Sam Rivers.
Hurry it up.
Sam Rivers played very briefly with Miles, but he had a long career. And again, pretty avant-garde player. Grant Green, one of my favorite guitar players, is on guitar. And Elvin Jones, John Coltrane's drummer, is on drums.
There we go.
Amazing record. Larry Young played organ, started off sounding kind of like a Jimmy Smith organist, and then he moved into his own thing. It was he sort of became the Coltrane of organ. Very sort of angular player.
No. Get away from me.
Okay.
Get away from me.
What's the next one? What's the next one?
Okay. Oh, my God. What a beautiful picture. Can you stop it, Sylvia?
What am I doing?
Were you going to set the alarm off again? We're going to tell that story sometime. This is Frank Wolf, folks. Audience, pay attention. Did anybody send in the picture from the Bob Dylan record yet? Rob, can you check on that?
No one.
Okay, what the hell are you guys doing? We have a working audience here. There's homework. I need to see the picture. I need
Wait
to
a
be
second.
proven
Wait a
right.
second. I've got Brett has said hi to us. Hey, Brett.
Hey,
Thanks
Brett.
for tuning in.
Get to work, Brett. Get to work.
Abby's saying hi. Hi,
Hi,
Abby.
hi.
And apparently,
get to
We're
work.
trying to get through
and my
this.
sister says it's snowing
We
like
need to-
crazy in Winnipeg right now.
You deserve it in Winnipeg.
And-
Why aren't you here in St.
And
Catharines?
really interesting. There's a fellow named John McLaughlin.
I'm eating peaches off of trees in the morning now.
No, Paul. There's a fellow named John McLaughlin, and as you know, John McLaughlin was the guitarist with Miles Davis on In a Silent Way and on Bitches Brew. And John McLaughlin said that Herbie screwed me too. So
Okay, there we go.
So keep going with the Judgment by Andrew Hill. You're doing well.
Yeah, Frank Wolf photograph again on a serious level, and it's really perfect for a pianist like Andrew Hill. It's again this really stark urban environment, and this is 1964. This is pretty negative, and this. Not negative, but it's real, and it breaks away from all of the paradigms that were in play at the time in cinema. This is on the level of Streetcar Named Desire. It was all part of that sort of movement of rebellion, of jazz, of art, and I had a big part of that. Played a big part of that
You
too.
played a big part in that.
So
scene.
tell you
I love
about
that.
On this record, again,
okay,
Elvin
sorry.
Jones is playing drum, Richard Davis on bass, and the great Bobby Hutcherson is on vibes along with Andrew Hill. Great sort of outside piano player.
Yeah, let's move quicker here. All right, this is Hank Mobley, No Room for Squares,
Morgan.
1964. Yeah, and this is Reed Miles again. This is incredible. This was actually a gate. It's just there was a moment in time. It's really all about that part of New York, and it's the guy's got swag, and it's new swag.
The players on this are also incredible. Donald Byrne on trumpet, Herbie Hancock on piano, Andrew Hill on some tracks on piano, Philly Joe Jones on drums, and Lee Morgan on trumpet as well.
And really one of the big greats here, Eric Dolphy, Out to Lunch, 1964. He passed, I think, by the time this record came. So this is just one of those, really random photographs, but they're not random. It's very specific, and that "Will Be Back" is a kind of sarcastic call out to Eric there.
And on Eric's record is Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, Bobby Hutcherson on vibes, and the great Tony Williams on drums with Richard Davis holding it down on bass.
Yeah,
So
Richard
amazing.
Davis.
Wow, you guys did this really well in rehearsal. You took 12 minutes, and we did that in 7.
So people don't know. Again, people don't understand. People don't understand my background. I was heavily involved in experimental jazz. Had a band for a while. My stage name in the whole jazz world, and Mary Catherine, I'm sure I taught her. Let's just say that right now. What was that?
This record's called Dante's.
I taught her my breathing technique. You guys heard the way I said. This is called Dante's. What's it called,
Chasm.
Sylvia? Walk us through the name of this thing.
This is I'm just getting used to this. It's called Dante's Chasm, and I have no idea why there's a formula on it.
Oh, it's the secret.
And it's called the King Kaka Trio. Seriously,
What does it say
what is
just
going
above that?
on? There's people dancing.
What does it say
on there.
right above that? Say what above that. That's the whole thing. What did it
Scatological,
say?
scatological jazz, tasty.
Okay, let's go to the next
You're
thing.
sick.
This was just the beginning.
You're a
This was
sick
just the beginning.
bunny.
Wow.
Yeah, let's go to the next
What's
thing.
next?
You guys don't believe this. You guys think I made
No,
this
what's
up.
next?
Go to
No,
the next
I
thing.
think you did.
Keep going.
Oh, this is beautiful. I like this one.
Oh, that's lovely art.
This was actually before that. That's when I was on a decline. This was I was at my peak. What does it say?
1971. King.
Yeah.
Get away.
Get away from here.
Yeah. So you guys believe me, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You must have had a wonderful career in experimental jazz.
MC
No,
recognizes
you don't
something.
believe you're being sarcastic.
No, no,
Play
but
the
we-
video.
but
Play the
there's a-
video.
There's a video?
What?
Yes. Play the goddamn video. Play the video. Watch this part. Watch this part. It's my record player. is like a climax. Climax. Higher. Bigger. Expansive. Get out. Get away from here. Get out, goddammit. Hey. Dad. Touch me. En goed. Back. En goed. Bloody government. It's true, right? It always comes back to this.
That has to be the most disturbing and bizarre thing I've ever seen you do, Paul.
It always comes back to sex.
Well, there you go.
That's the whole message of the thing. Everything points to that.
I didn't
At the
know-
end of
I
the
didn't
day,
know
at the
you-
lack of it.
I didn't know you had such an amazing experimental jazz career. Now I know.
Anyway, I did that in honor of our guest. I wanted to connect with Jazz World.
I apologize.
I wanted to connect with
We
the Jazz World.
We apologize to
No,
everybody out
no,
there for everything we've ever done.
Yeah. So let's move on. Let's move on. Thanks.
We're really thrilled to have with us a superb jazz vocalist, jazz pianist, and musical educator, Mary Catherine Pazzano.
We've got to straighten out.
And
now. Fly around.
we've given Mary Catherine directions on how to get from the green room to the production studio. And while she's doing that, we're going to play a video of...
Not one of Paul's.
No, not one of Paul's. One of Mary Catherine's videos, which are much, much, much better to listen to. So,
Oh, and we want to say one thing. Don't forget, we're coming on Twitch for like 3 or 4 hours in one day, one of these days. Join us over there. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
3 or 4 hours in one day.
Okay, roll the video. Oh, I got to roll the video because Fluffy's not here.
That's right.
Yeah, hold on. Go.
I will myself to say hello. Your smile and look leaves a glow. The hours go by, we laugh and share the stories of our lives. I really don't believe it's true. It seems I've known you for all time. It's more than just a simple conversation.
all right.
Oh! The studio audience goes wild.
Thank you so much for being on the show,
I mean,
Mary
for putting
Catherine.
up with us.
My pleasure. I mean, how do I follow that video? That
knows?
comment? I don't know either.
Oh, Paul's muted.
Oh
Not the
no.
worst thing that's happened
Paul?
today.
Uh-oh.
Mary Catherine, welcome to the show. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. And I'm actually really wonderful voice, and I love that songbook of music, and it's just pure. So tell us about that video, and tell us what the circumstances around it were, and then Rob will ask you a series of personal questions.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's off my debut / only album you're going to hear from me. And a friend of mine who's a photographer and filmmaker got in touch with me and said, hey, you're coming out with an album, right? We should do a music video. And I thought, sure, that sounds great, but how the hell do I pay all of you to do that? And he said, we'll work it out. Don't worry about it. So we got together. I took dance lessons for the first time in about 25 years. We rented out the Registry Theatre in Manhattan's in Guelph, and we recorded the whole thing in one day in 18 hours. Wow. And so it's a great time capsule. It makes me, I haven't seen that in a while. It makes me really happy to see that.
Oh, and there's
there's the single for sale.
For sale. And the full album.
Tell us about the album. Yeah, tell us about the album. Let's talk about the album.
The album was released in...
How much did it cost?
A lot of money. It costs a lot of money.
That's what we care about as musicians.
Yeah, well, as musicians, we're always thinking, how much does it cost? Yeah. We recorded it in 2017. We released it later that year. It's a bunch of jazz standards. There's some Joni Mitchell on there. There's some Jerry Goldsmith on there. There's A Simple Conversation is a song that I co-wrote with my co-producer, Don Buchanan.
Beautifully written. It sounds like a standard. It's really a beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah, I was going to say you have an old soul if you wrote that. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, born in the wrong year, they always say to me.
You're born in the right year.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah, right.
So, Mary Catherine, I have to say that there's a couple people giving you shout-outs right now, so I'll just sort of... Dana Vautour.
Dana, your song's coming. Stay tuned.
And Abby Goodrum as well. So you've been getting shout
outs
throughout
Abby.
the show.
Aw, that's
Nice
nice.
to see you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight.
So folks want to pick up a copy of that record. Where would you direct
And you
them?
can buy, what would you do? How do you do that? Do you have to go to a store?
I mean, it is available at Sunrise Records for the two people on the planet who might go to record stores still.
It's nice.
But you can buy it off my website.
It's right there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yay. MaryCatherinePazzano.com. And there's a shop on there that you can buy it if you want to be old school and have a physical copy of it. That's how you do that. Or you can stream it on a physical copy. I can pull my physical copy out.
Oh, yes, do.
Let's see the physical copy.
Beautiful.
I like it.
Beautiful.
So you can get it on the website, and then if you want to pay me 1 cent, you can stream it on
there you go.
Here, let me do it now.
iTunes or all the things. Yeah, right.
That's wonderful. And you know what? We can't just sell music. We've got to sell other stuff. And what other stuff are you selling? What can we buy?
Well, you can get merch from my record label called Glorious Feeling Records. So there's mugs, there's magnets, there's gift bags, there's all of the above.
Swag.
As a swag bundle. Exactly. So, yeah, go for it. Go nuts. What else are you going to do in a pandemic?
You know what you could offer? What I'm disappointed about is you should offer seafood.
I know.
Fresh seafood.
Fresh seafood specific. I know. It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, you've got some Italian roots, I think, and that's an important part of it from the South. So
that is true.
Can you listen, Rob? Listen to this. Listen to this voice. Sing us a song, please. I beg you.
Okay.
I'm begging you.
Okay. I will. How about some Cole Porter? Is that okay with all y'all?
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay. It was just one of those things. It was just one of those things. Just one of those crazy flings. One of those bells that now and then rings. It was just one of those things. It was just one of those nights. Just one of those fabulous flights. A trip to the moon. gossamer wings. It was just one of those things. And if we thought a bit of the end of it when we started painting the town, we'd have been aware that our love affair was too hot not to cool down. So goodbye, dear, and amen. Here's hoping we meet now and then. It was great fun, but it was just one of those things. And if we thought a bit of the end of it when we started painting the town, we would have been aware that our love affair was too hot not to cool down. So goodbye, dear, and amen. Here's hoping we meet now and then. It was great fun, but it was just one of those things.
Oh my God!
What a
That was
voice!
beautiful.
You sang, and I'm breathless.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
breathless. I got emotional. It was beautiful, really. We've had some great guests on the show. They all suck compared to you. Jane Siberry, Sean Kellerman.
No.
Jack DeKai. I hate everybody. You're great. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. We've had great guests on the show. We're really honored to have you on this show too. It's beautiful.
Thanks for having me.
So
fun.
Mary Catherine, you've got such a beautiful voice. You've write amazing original songs and that sound like the Great American Songbook, and you've got significant piano chops. Where did you get your interest in music? Where did it all start for you? What first turned you on to the music thing?
You know, I think about that a lot and wonder about that. My parents weren't really what I would call musical, but my grandmother played piano, and I spent a lot of time with my grandma when I was really young. And one of my favorite memories of being with her was I would sit on top of her lap, and she would play the piano, and we would sing and play, and she would kind of have me play some of the keys sometimes. And in my studio, my mom framed for me a little sheet music that we used to play together of the Muffin Man, which is really super cute. But I think that's where it started. And from there, we'd have nap time with Grandma, and she'd put on the Sound of Music soundtrack and all that stuff. And I was apparently glued to movie musicals on the screen barely before I could talk. Like that, I would watch The Wizard of Oz and The Sound of Music and be in awe of those voices. So I think that's where it all started.
Wow. Well, The Wizard of Oz is an amazing show to launch a singing career.
Yeah.
So if that was your first start into your interest in music, when did you sort of get your first professional start, and how did that come about?
Yeah, well, I always knew in high school that I wanted to pursue music. There was just no other option. That was just going to be the thing. And so I was trained classically, but I knew the whole time, even though I'm really grateful for that classical training, I didn't see myself becoming an opera singer or anything like that. So I went left, as the jazz musicians say. And jazz had always been a love of mine. So, and then I had people around me who were just really supportive, who said, "Okay, I'll play for you, and let's book this venue, and let's do this." And one thing led to another. And I think that's a testament to having really great people around you who see something in you and want to back you up and support you. So, wow. Yeah. And then one thing, gigs, you play enough gigs and people start to know who you are.
Well, you're a real treat to the ears, and it's a great testament to the career that you've built. And along the way, everybody's got influences. Who are some of your heroes and influences in the jazz world, or not? Maybe not in the jazz world.
Yeah, it's interesting. I always think people expect me to say Herbie Hancock and Miles Davis and all these. And my influences, I think because of my love of film, come from people who sang and acted as well. So I would say Judy Garland as a child, number one for sure. I love Doris Day. I mean, no one could sing a ballad like her. Modern people, I love Katie Lang. I love the richness of her voice. Is just incredible. Barbra Streisand was a huge one for me. That big, belting, beautiful bell-like Broadway voice. So those are a few that stick out to me. And then in jazz, obviously Ella Fitzgerald. I mean, and
yeah. She swings real hard.
It's not real.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So in addition to your performing, you're also a significant educator. You've taught a lot of folks along the way, as well as teaching summer classes at Laurier. Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I had an idea about 5 or 6 years ago, around the time of the Uptown Waterloo Jazz Festival. I'm thinking, all these people that come to the Jazz Festival, by and large, are adults. And there's all this programming for these teenagers and for these young kids. But how about the people who actually come out and see us? And so I thought, well, maybe I could run a jazz camp and call it Jazz for Adults, which I know is a brilliant title. And people would come out, and then we could have a camp the week before the Jazz Festival, and then all go to the Jazz Festival or have a signature concert on the Friday afternoon before the Jazz Festival starts. And so 5 years later, that's still happening, which is amazing. And we've run it out of the Beckett School at Laurier. So thanks to Laurier for the support and the Beckett School.
That's a lot of commitment. That's a lot of commitment, though.
But you also teach privately, and if people want to get a hold of you to sign up for some lessons, how would they do that?
Oh, might it be the same?
You can email me or go to my website. That works too. marypazzano.com.
Okay.
And all my social media stuff is coming up now, so you can message me through all those platforms. Or you can email me at mcjazzsinger@gmail.com.
All right.
Well, and I won't have you do a quick show and tell, but behind you is some amazing vintage sheet music, which is, you've actually color coordinated with your wardrobe tonight, so it's really cool.
Totally on purpose.
And it's International Day of
Pink.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mary Catherine, we would love if you'd sing us another tune.
Okay. Well, speaking of Dana, who's watching, this song is a song that Dana has requested I sing for like 5 months now. And so finally I'm doing it, Dana. I'm sorry it took so long. But this is a song, I don't know if Elvis was the first one to record it, but this is called I'll Remember You.
Oh, beautiful.
I'll remember you long after this endless summer is gone. I'll be lonely, oh so lonely, living only to remember you. I'll remember you. Your voice is soft as a warm summer breeze. Your sweet laughter, mornings after, ever after, I'll remember you. To your arms someday, I'll return to
stay till then. I will remember too every bright star we made wishes upon. Love me always, promise always. Ooh, you'll remember too. To your arms someday I'll return to stay. Till then I will remember you. Every bright star we made wishes upon. Love me always, promise always. Ooh, you'll remember too. You'll remember too. You'll remember too.
That was simply beautiful.
Beautiful.
Well, if Elvis ever did sing it, you own it.
Absolutely. It's such a musical experience, and thank you, Dana. I think we met a while back, and I'm really glad that you were waiting for Mary Catherine to do that song because we got a chance to share it too. So thank you.
Ruth, our friend Ruth from BC just indicated that Don Ho sang the tune, and Andy Williams also sings it. So thanks for that backstory, Ruth.
Little backstory there. So
Don Ho, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because it sounds Hawaiian. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does make sense. And, with all this music that you're sharing with us today, I know there's been a lot of things going on online, throughout the pandemic period here that we're going through. What kinds of activities to do with music have been happening for you there in your beautiful studio?
Well, this has become a full-blown studio, as I'm sure you all know how that works.
Fantastic, yeah.
Before the pandemic, I didn't know what an interface was. I didn't know how to do home recording. I didn't know how to live stream. Now I do pretty much.
Check.
Now I do all those things every day. And I didn't know what Zoom was. I only knew what Skype was. But now I teach on Zoom every day. I teach my students on Zoom. So I've been doing that. And, people have been really awesome in this time. I still get requests to do, I've done choral workshops and stuff on Zoom where I never hear anything. I don't know what the final result is because everyone's on Zoom and muted,
Right.
but I still run them and it's really fun. And I've been doing concerts like this and your fabulous talk show and teaching a bunch. And I'm a music director at a church, and thankfully we're still doing that. So
That's fantastic.
all that stuff.
And you have a show coming up soon, I think, as well, online.
I do.
Another great friend of ours. Whoops, I'm going to see what you can
Where'd
tell us
she
a little
go?
bit about that.
Yeah, next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on YouTube, I am doing a live streamed show with Joni Narita, who is fabulous and amazing, beautiful
Incredible.
and
That's gonna be
stunning, and all the
fantastic.
things.
Incredible. I'm gonna, gotta go there, guys.
We're going to have to catch that.
We're gonna, so if we're gonna repost that, and that's wonderful.
So Mary Catherine, is that going to be on your Facebook? They'll be able to find it on your Facebook page or on Joni's Facebook page?
Yeah, I'll share the link on my Facebook. It's actually part of a series called Music by the Stream, which is Coraline James, a singer-songwriter, has a show once a month on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
So if you go to the Music by the Stream page on Facebook, you'll be able to find it.
And it's this Saturday at 7:30?
7:30, okay.
Yeah, next Saturday, April 24th.
Excellent.
Excellent.
It's good to know about that.
Mary Catherine, we really want to thank you for being our guest tonight on the show and for putting up with us.
It was so much fun. Thank you for having
our
me.
stupidity and silliness. So, but
Why are you apologizing?
Yeah, don't apologize.
Okay.
Don't
all right.
apologize.
All
This is like PG.
Okay, there you go. But we have one final bit of business. Your people have negotiated a rider with us, and
Yes, of course.
and we want to go through it. We weren't able to find what you requested, so we came up with options, and we're going to ask you to select one. But
Right.
Okay.
we want to go.
They're
through,
not good. They're not good.
We want to go through the legal team that negotiated the rider first.
Okay.
We're trying to find the legal team.
They are.
Oh,
Drunk.
well,
Okay.
that's right. Now Fluffy had to negotiate this before he went
disappeared.
missing.
Right. Yes.
And we thought it was going to be a walk in the park because, you sent Glenda as your lawyer, and she's so sweet, being the good witch from, the Wizard of Oz that you mentioned earlier. So we thought for sure it was going to be really easy. But
Well, the guys from the Lollipop Guild, they challenged Fluffy, and he couldn't come up with his membership card in the guild, and then the whole negotiations went sideways.
and of course, the
idiot.
Tin Man doesn't have a heart, so.
No.
An idiot.
And
What an idiot.
after hours of negotiation, we had all the documents drawn up. We were going to sign them, and MC Hammer just
Sure.
grabbed the documents saying, "You can't touch that.
All
You can't touch
official.
You can't touch that."
Can't touch this.
Can't touch that.
All written out too, typed out. We typed everything.
So
Wow.
So we're going to show our audience what you requested.
Okay, so.
You requested the actual real slippers that Judy Garland wore in the Wizard of Oz.
Smelly,
Obviously.
smelly, no good.
These were
No good.
stolen from the Smithsonian. We actually saw them. Sylvia and I saw the real slippers at the Smithsonian, and they were stolen shortly thereafter.
I would happen to be obsessed as well, but I noticed that the FBI did track them down, but they weren't going to share them with us. I think
I was going to say, Sylvia, did you steal them?
No.
Sounds like odd timing.
So
I wouldn't put it past Fluffy, but it is odd timing, isn't it?
It is. We went on a hunt for red shoes, and we had to find alternatives. So we went back lanes, and we sort of passed this one by. This one didn't work. So the next
Where
one.
was
So
that?
these.
Oh, those are cool.
These are perfect if you're going out to a cocktail party in a coastal area during a climate change issue.
Right.
This next pair, this is sort of to be worn in New Orleans. It's sort of they're a bit voodoo and hot pepper. I wouldn't put my feet in them, but
Well, okay, there's pretty good
Very
choices
itchy.
there. You're not going to go for this one, though, MC?
no. There's a third one, I think, Sylvia.
Is there?
That was upsetting.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought this would come in handy, especially with physical distancing. These are kickboxing.
I actually would totally wear those right now. Get out of my way.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't know if you just made your decision. Then I think you'll take the kickboxing shoes. From what
I'll definitely take the kickboxing shoes.
Well,
6 feet. 6 feet, people. 6
That's
feet.
right, 6 feet. So, Mary Catherine, thank you for being on the show. But before you go, you have played Birdland, and I want you to just let our folks at home know how that came to be. And then if you could set up, we have a little clip of you performing at Birdland. Maybe set that clip up.
Okay, well, there's this program. So there's this program at Birdland every Monday night called Cast Party, and they'll feature a bunch of singers from all over the place who want to come play Birdland. And so when my album came out, I knew the name of the guy who runs the program, and I said, hey, do you think I could ever be considered to be on Cast Party and come listen? Never in a million years thinking, you know how it goes, musician people. You send out all these emails like, that's 8 hours of my life I'll never get back. But the next day, he responded and said, wow, what a beautiful album. And that song sounds like something Julie London would have sang. And that sounds... And I'm like, what is my life? What is happening? So he said, next time when you're in New York, let us know, and let us know you're coming, and we'll give you a slot. So that's what happened.
That's
so
the story.
And then I think the clip is actually, I played there a second time because I went and toured New York with this composer, and we did this thing off Broadway, so fancy. But we did this like little mini New York City tour off Broadway at Symphony Space. Anyway, and so I stayed on the next day and went back to cast party. So I think this is the second time, which was just as amazing as the first time.
Well, Mary Catherine, I hope you enjoy the kickboxing red shoes. And thank you so much for joining us on tonight's edition of Talking About Live. We were
Special
blessed
night.
and honored.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. You're so much fun. This is awesome.
All the best to you and your family, and be careful and be well.
Thank you.
And please stick around because, you know, we have this wild after party.
Private.
Online.
It's a private after party.
I love an after party. I'll be there.
Okay.
But first, we're gonna roll the cassette.
I feel pretty and witty and bright and not pity any girl who isn't me tonight. I feel charming, oh so charming. It's alarming how charming I feel and so pretty that I hardly can believe I'm free. See the pretty girl in that mirror there, looking at attractive girl feet. Such a pretty face, such a pretty dress, pretty smile, pretty beat. I feel stuck and entrancing, feel like running and dancing for joy, for love. I'm pretty,
Wow, I had to have a little of that scat in there. Fantastic rendition.
Incredible. Incredible.
West Side Story, another great
Wonderful.
musical. Did
Uh,
I get that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
how about that band, though?
How about that?
Come
band?
on.
Swinging hard.
Remember Places?
Yeah,
Remember
remember places?
Places.
music Places?
Remember reality?
Yeah, you going up and asking for a draft beer and actually getting one. It was the smell of beer. You know, I miss the smell of beer and caked the rugs on stages. Just, you know, they have
Yes.
this funk in the rugs on
Yep.
stages, and black
Total sketchiness,
shitty
yes.
black paint all over the flat black paint everywhere, and
Yep.
I miss it so.
I know.
I miss the backstage stuff, like in behind the kitchen where the kegs are,
Yes.
and it's like that environment. You're hanging out, and
I know. Hanging with the band on those couches that they have that are 80 years old in the behind the backstages. I
so
miss
you
that
can
so
they can
much.
they can make you pregnant, those couches.
They can. You have to watch out.
You're lucky
Be
you get
very-
you get couches in the places you play.
Remember that time we got a cutting board?
You can make it two places with
Oh,
cars.
it's the
so that's
back
pretty
of the
much
loo, the back of the loo, yeah.
The back of the loo, yeah,
because-
which is also your change room, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, change room, and also where the fish and chips are.
And, never,
Yeah.
and we'll
Frozen
never
fish and
complain
chips.
again. We'll never
No,
complain.
we'll be like,
Once I,
I love
Very
that
complain.
smell.
Yeah.
yeah, when you steal a frozen piece of fish and chips out of the freezer and you eat it in between sets, you've done that. Everybody's done that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
no, hasn't. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not alone on
No,
that.
no,
Okay.
No, you're not alone. Not at all. Well, I think it's time to announce our guests next week, and we're really thrilled. We have two guests.
Woo!
We have Jay and Wendy Carrero are going to be our
Jay
guests.
and Wendy Carrera.
They're going to be our guests next week, and we're really thrilled. The Gendy Way are going to be on our show, and we're really looking forward to them.
Wednesday, April 21st. Mark your calendars now. It's going
That's
to be
right.
a lot of fun.
9 p.m.
Super spectacular. Zen Wendy Carrero. I'm talking about live. Next week.
You know,
I want to do some Euro.
Well, I think we're a little late, so I think we need to pack
yes,
up.
we do.
I think it's time for us to pack up, Paul.
It's time. Here's your timing. His timing is perfect.
Shit. Okay, there.
It's okay.
Okay, so
It's time for us to pack up.
Say goodbye, Paul.
yeah,
Good night.
you know,
It's time for us
it's over.
to pack up.
It's over. It's all over. Go back to your sound sequence.